She's someone that enjoyed to laugh and she enjoyed dressing up. There was an element of finesse.
She loved her little family.
She worked 2 jobs so that we actually had an education.
And later in life, she became our good friend.
Here you go. Let's have a little sip of water.
Barbara is one of nearly 500,000 Australians living with dementia. For daughters Barbara and Genevieve, it's been 19 long years.
Mum was around in her early 70s when she started to have problems with her memory. And it was just little things.
You'd plan an outing and she'd say, where are we going again? What are we doing today? But I think the biggest stimulus or trigger to Mum's decline was Dad's death. And when Brian, my dad, died, she kind of lost a soulmate.
Once someone enjoyed a laugh and a good conversation, Barbara is now basically non-verbal and requires care around the clock.
It's hard work, it really is. And I wouldn't trade places, but sometimes I just think, why did this happen? And how can I be happy as well?
Dementia is an umbrella term for disorders that affect the brain. Over 100 diseases can cause it, Alzheimer's the most common. It's characterised by a loss of memory, language and the ability to solve problems. Having lived with the disease for almost 2 decades, there are a few things that still bring Barbara joy, and music is right up there.
Hi, Mum. We're going to play you some music. This will be fun.
Last week, Barbara's family tried a groundbreaking new Aussie music app called Vera.
Headphones on. And let's play some Dolly Parton.
So music has been scientifically proven to be the most effective natural stimulant for the brain.
Stephen Hunt from Music Health is the co-founder of Vera, which uses music to stimulate brain activity.
It's like suddenly the lights have been turned on like a Christmas tree. They're much more likely to remember where they are in space and time. They're much more likely to remember faces of people who are visiting them.
Helped by a global catalogue from Universal Music, the app works like a musical detective, unearthing tracks specific to a patient's past.
We are tailoring everything based on your history. The questions we ask are, where were you born and when? Where did you grow up when you were 15 through to 35, which is where your musical taste is actually being formed? What languages do you speak?
The app is being trialled in aged care facilities around the country. Early research funded by Dementia Australia has shown a double-digit increase in quality of life after just 2 weeks of using the app on a regular basis.
What we're seeing, which is completely beautiful, is that from time to time a song will come through that the family wouldn't recognise, but the person with dementia really, really does, and they have a strong reaction to.
For Stephen, it's not just a business venture, it's personal.
My grandfather, he developed Alzheimer's disease when I was probably 15, and he actually played the ukulele himself, so I learnt the ukulele. It was the one thing that always seemed to soothe him.
So what impact will Vera have on Barbara? The results are by no means guaranteed. The more advanced a person's dementia, the more subtle the responses are likely to be.
You can just see that things start to come alive. I suppose that's the best way I can say it. You start to see movement. You start to see enjoyment in her face. There you go, you got your piano.
Piano's on. It worked. You see smiles, but the spreading of the hands and just the ability to get up and do a dance.
That's it.
I remember vividly Mum and Dad one day putting Louis Armstrong on. He was a favourite.
Dad loved him.
Yeah, and there was this beautiful song, What a Wonderful World, and they just waltzed around the dining room, and it was magical. It was just lovely.
Music has been part of almost every ancient human civilization in the way that they cared and healed, but we kind of just threw it out the door when we invented pharmaceuticals. So there's a really exciting movement to try to bring music back into healthcare and give it its place in the healing process.
I think what's really lovely is it brings smiles. Smiles bring happiness. Happiness brings good memories.
Well, that's a bit special, isn't it?
It's a beautiful story. We've known for a long time that musical therapy can help with cognitive centres, you know, it helps with depression and anxiety and stress and also dementia. But I always thought that it had to be classical music, you know, the Mozart effect. This takes it to a whole new level, doesn't it? So you go back in time and your favourite songs from your youth, suddenly somebody in an aged care home is smiling and moving.
But for the family
and dancing.
discovering music
It's
that
just,
they didn't know their loved ones
isn't it
loved.
wonderful, beautiful?
And Louis Armstrong, she had good taste.
Yeah.
Very good. I like it.